This just in and what it means for you. Folks, I've got a stock that's an extremely innovative stock that's in a hot industry. If you want to know more about that stock, you sit right there. Hi, everybody. This is Glenn Tompkins from VectorVest, and I'm a senior instructor here, and I've got a stock that I want you to pay attention to. Actually, the VectorVest software brought it to my attention, and now I want to make sure that you know what you can do with it. I'm going to start off this way. The name of the stock is called Senseonics, and it's in the industry of healthcare instruments, and it deals with diabetes. Now, I got some stats that I want to tell you about diabetes. It shows that in 2018, 34.2 million Americans, or 10.5% of the population, has diabetes. I happen to be one of them. Nearly 1.6 Americans have type 1 diabetes, including about 187,000 children and adolescents. Now, there's about 34 million adults with diabetes, and 7.3 million were undiagnosed. It's prevalent in seniors. I'm almost getting to that age. And in Americans aged 65 and older remains high at 26.8%. New cases. About 1.5 million Americans are diagnosed with diabetes every year. So why am I talking so much about that? Because Senseonics is a company that is in the business right now of revolutionizing the way you can take your blood glucose readings. So as a diabetic, I have to point my fingers and I've got to put it into a meter and it's got to read it. It becomes cumbersome. But Senseonics has gone a different route in initiating an implant. So now I don't have to poke my fingers every day to get my readings. The implant is put in your arm. You can use a mobile device to automatically tell you what your glucose readings are. And you know, especially if you've got younger children, it's hard for them to have to poke their fingers every day. And I think that this is accommodating a big issue that goes on with people with diabetes. The name of the company is called, again, Senseonics, and the system that they're using is something called SENS. And it is an implant. It's got a transmitter, but there's an implant in the arm that you can utilize with a mobile device, and it's called a long-term implantable continuous glucose monitor. And right now, as it is, it's a 90-day unit. It's good for 90 days. They're working on an implant that's good for up to 180 days. And currently that has been approved in Europe. And then next, down the line, through this innovation, folks, they're looking at a 1-year meter that can be implanted in your arms so that you can take your blood glucose. I think that this is a big step in helping the people who are diagnosed with diabetes be able to more comfortably check their readings. All right, so now that I've given you the insight behind the stock and what diabetes is all about, and we all know that, I'm going to go bring up the VectorVest software and let's go take a look at the stock. So here's the stock, Senseonics. It's traded on the American Stock Exchange. It is optionable. The stock is trading at $4.11 with a value of 10 cents. Don't let that overall hurt you, because a lot of stocks that are in the field of pharmaceuticals tend to be overvalued. Keep in mind, they put a lot of money into research and development, and sometimes some of the drugs that they looked at are not approved by the FDA, and that hurts their value. As we analyze it more, upside potential there? Nope, not yet. Is it a safe stock? RS below 1, it is a safe stock, but what's happening with this news of what they're doing, the stock is screaming higher. The stock is on a tear. So even though the fundamentals don't look good as of right now, this is a stock that I like because of the innovation, the potential innovation behind what the stock is going to be able to do. That's important, and this could be a good opportunity to take advantage of. First, as a trade, but then as time goes along, if we can see the value pop up, if we can see the relative value and relative safety pop up, this could be a possibility of a long-term hold. As I look at the earnings per share, it's negative earnings per share, but the other side of that shows that they have an earnings growth rate of 2% in the positive. So they are positively growing their earnings, which means that that number of earnings per share is probably getting less worse than what it was before. Let's take a look. Let's right-click on the stock. Well, before I do that, I'm going to do one other thing. Remember I told you that this industry was hot? How did I know that? Out of all of the sectors and industries that are out there in the market, how did I know that this industry was hot? This is what the benefit of being a VectorVest subscriber is. If I right-click on the stock, I can go down to view the industries in the business sector. I'll click on it. Let me bring this over so you can see it. In that business sector of healthcare, there are 8 industries. So in that sector of healthcare, there's 8 industries. What's the number one industry in that sector? Healthcare instruments, and that's where Senseonics falls. All right, so that's interesting. On a ranking of 221 industries, this industry is number 45. That's also good. So we're going to look at the move of the industry as a way of saying, man, this industry is on the rise with the news and the innovation behind the stock. This could be a great buying opportunity. Now, as I mentioned, the fundamentals are not there, but if the innovation can push the buyers into buying more of it, the stock's got a great chance to rise in price. Now, let's take a look at the graph. Today, it's up over 7%. Let's right-click. Let's view the stock graph. And here it is. So I'm looking at a 1-year graph first. It took a long time for the stock to start moving. It was low, it was below 50 cents. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to show you the power of the VectorVest software as well. I'm going to zoom in. Actually, I do want to zoom in to that 3-month range. Let's take a look at that. Let's zoom into that 3-month range, and I want to show you something, the power of some of the indicators within the software. RT is our technical indicator, stands for the short-term price trend of a stock. Notice when RT rose above the value of 1, showing that the stock was in an uptrend, a couple of other things happen. What else do I have on my graph? A 20-day exponential moving average. All right. How about the combination of RT going above 1 and the stock's price going above the 20-day exponential moving average? Holy smokes. Take a look at that. As the stock was dormant all this time, look at that pop. That could have caught your attention. Well, you know, Glenn, it didn't catch my attention back then, so what do I do now? Well, the stock is trading at $4.07, a beautiful level. Let's go see. Let me bring up a level of most recent support sitting at about $3.87, skirting around with it right now. I like the innovation. I like that the stock's price is above the 20-day exponential moving average. I like that our technical indicator is telling me that it's really rocking and rolling. I like that it's one of the best industries in the sector overall. Put all of those things together, this could absolutely represent a great buying opportunity. So when do you buy? While the stock is sitting at a high, I would put in an order higher than the high to make sure that I'm buying as the stock is doing what I want it to do, which is go up in price. So that's where I have it right now. That's what I'm looking at. As we close out, what I want to say is innovation could be a great way to take advantage of a stock's move. And if somebody's doing innovation on a stock, on an industry or on a disease like diabetes, there's a lot of people that suffer from it, people that you probably already know. And keep this in mind. Innovation could really push this stock's price higher. How high? As high as people are willing to push it. I'm not going to give a price target on it, but I am going to let you know. Look for the stock to go about 5 cents higher than the high before you pull the trigger. Everything else is in line. So with that, folks, share this with people that you know. This could be interesting information for anybody who's in the stock market. If you like the comments or if you like what you saw here, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, but mostly of all, share the content. Until the next time, folks, have a great day.
Yeah.